Hey guys, welcome back to Little Big Opinions. I'm Big.
And I'm Little.
We also have the best producer in the game, producer Mark here.
What's up, boys?
This episode is brought to you by our favorite attorneys, that's Societa Law Personal Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in a car accident, you need more than just a lawyer. You need an advocate who truly cares and fights hard for what you deserve. Call Societa Law at 305-340-9082 or visit societalaw.com for your free consultation. Societa Law, where strength meets compassion. It's a new year, 2026, a new beginning, a fresh start. Boys, Mark, I know how your New Year's Eve was. You were at the crib. How was your New Year's Eve, buddy?
We had a very nice New Year's Eve, I should say. We were in Charleston, like you guys, if you've listened last week, you learned. Brittany decided to do her hair, so that just left me wandering around the College of Charleston by myself, which was nice.
Nice, cool.
Ended up having a 5-course dinner, and I got hustled to go up to the rooftop because our hotel had a rooftop as well. And I was like, "Oh, Brittany got us in." Paid us a cool $50 for 15 minutes. We got there like 10 minutes before New Year's. I was like, "All right, me and Brittany are gonna be dancing the whole time." And then, "All right, guys, this is the last song." And I was like, "Oh, no wonder he let us up here." What time was
this at?
Like 10 minutes after New Year's.
They cut it off?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know.
I thought Southern hospitality was a thing.
Yeah, but you know what? Low-key, I was very happy. I was like, okay, I don't have to stay up any later. We had a great night. We did dinner. We danced a little bit. And then we went right downstairs, and it was New Year's. So.
Oh, okay. I thought they were going to go something else there for a little bit. Mark, how was your New Year's?
Mine was fantastic, big guy.
And why was that?
Yeah! Woo, buddy.
Tell him, Mark.
Let's go, baby. The U. Fantastic day. You mentioned it during the watching of it. You're like, "Mark, get up and celebrate." And I couldn't. I was shocked. It's been so long. I didn't know how to act. Also, we're not done. We're not done. I'm not celebrating early. I know, with these bowl games and the Cotton Bowl, like you're supposed to celebrate those type of wins, but it's a different type of college football, and we're not done. We got one more week to go and handle business and get to where we belong, to the national championship, baby. How are you feeling? Did you get sick at all?
I got not sick at all. The Miami Hurricanes. Chris, 20 plus years that this fan base has not had any good luck when it comes to football. And we're looking at each other. Finally,
good luck.
We have something to root for, something that's meaningful football in the month of December and January. They're on this historic run. They're playing so well, and everyone was talking so much crap about them. Urban Meyer, they're only going to score, Ohio State can score 14 points and still win the game. All the crap that Ryan Day came out, and he talked crap about you, Seminoles. He talked crap about the Gators, the whole state of Florida. Mark. Ryan Day, how's vacation now, motherfucker? How about that? Ryan Day, get our names out your mouth. Ruben Bain is the greatest player of all time. Malachi Tony was stopped. That doesn't matter. His high school teammate, Mark Fletcher, is an unstoppable force. Francis Maui Noah Curry couldn't do anything. That defense was legendary, they said about the Buckeyes. You know who's legendary? The Miami Hurricanes defense. Keontae Scott, Jacoby Thomas, Poyser. Everyone is so nasty. We taught it. We said it here, Mark. Saban said it. We are the most dangerous team in the tournament. We got into the tournament and see what's going down now. And Ole Miss, you guys haven't been talking a lot of smack. Only Wallace. Careful what you put in, what you say out there, but we're coming for you now too, buddies. All right, we're gonna keep it cordial, like Mark said. The job is not finished. Let's take care of business on Thursday. Let's go, Canes! And I'm telling you right now, if we win this game, I'm going in the pool again. I'm not leaving my house. I'm watching the game at my house.
I think that that goes without saying that you would jump in the pool again.
So we got invited to everyone check out 786 Sports. We're powered by 786 Sports. 786 Sports is going to be doing a collab at Beat Culture Brewery. We went there. We did a live show a few months ago for the Panthers game. It's a phenomenal place. They have delicious food and beer. Go check out the game there if you have no plans. I will not be there because I am committed to this football team. And if I leave my house on my couch, we're going to lose the game. So I am going to stay home. You guys are invited, all right? David, you're invited too. Everyone is invited. You guys can come, but we're going to be there. And if we win the game, we're going in the pool again.
Yeah, well, I did get to watch the first half of the game, fully. And then during dinner, I did have it on the table, but I really wasn't paying attention. But I was thoroughly impressed by the Hurricanes. I wasn't expecting that to happen at all. They dominated. The defense dominated, and even the offense. They were doing, they weren't doing everything that they wanted, but they were executing. They were playing very well. And then when push comes to shove, at the end of the game, when they needed to come back, because of course Ohio State is a very good team, and they were going to make their run, and they did. But Canes shut down, and I haven't thought this, and I root for the Canes, but I'm not a fan like these guys are. I hope they win, that's for sure. But they got a shot. I wouldn't have thought that. They got a shot. Things rolled out well. Ole Miss, they're a very good team, but they're not Georgia. They squeak by that one, and we'll see. But I will tell you this: that Indiana, Oregon are also two very good teams. So everyone right now in the semifinals, obviously, has a chance to win this game. Has a chance to win the Natty. The Natty is in Miami on January 19th. We want to play here. But right now, you got to take care of business in the Fiesta Bowl on Phoenix. But, Chris, you brought it up. And what's so impressive about this football team, whether it's on offense, and it's been on offense, at the end of games, when they need to have this demanding, long 10-play, 12-play drive, 6-7 minutes, and you need a score, and you just pound it down, every single time they've come up, they've proven that they can do it. And it's something that we haven't seen this type of football in 20 years. We need to relish this. We're not going to be here that long, dude. The average male lives, 76 years? Have you noticed I've been talking about mortality lately and stuff like that? I noticed. That's all you talk about.
But Chris, I'm about seize the day, dude. Like, carpe diem, guys. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Chris, how many times are we going to have a run like this? 20 years, guys. Enjoy it right now.
Yeah, it might just end on Thursday, so enjoy the shit right now.
You son of a...
I mean,
there he is, Mark. Same old Chris, folks. 2026.
You can't, just temper expectations, okay? Just
no one said anything about beaching. I'm just saying, enjoy, relish it, and you move on.
What an incredible run, and then you move on. You already talked about where it would be if they win this next game.
So happy.
Enjoy. It was a great game, and they seem to be determined to stay focused and stay ready. And let's see if they can do it. And Malachi Tony didn't even have that big of a game, so they're saving it. But before we get into that, I do want to ask, because after the game, there was all this Jeremiah Smith talk about how he was like dabbing up. And then today, I don't know if you saw, but apparently Adidas
that's the rumor.
Is trying to help get them to an Adidas school.
Yeah, the sponsors are now, LSU's doing it with Nike. Adidas came out and said they can make a push for him to go to an Adidas school.
Right.
We are Adidas school, so is Texas Tech, and so is Texas A&M. Those are the three major, football programs right now that could have a shot. But obviously, it makes sense. He wants to be here. He said it. He already won a natty at Ohio State. You saw it after the game, but even before the game, a reporter asked him, hey, if Miami was in these type of meaningful games, would you have stayed home? And he said probably yes. He wanted to stay home. He wants to be here. Now, Ohio State has been very good to him, but the kid, let's give him his flowers. How many? What did he have right there?
He was nasty. I thought he was going to take
7 catches, 157 yards, and a touchdown. Okay? A great game. Hey, Carnell Tate. Number one, he's going to be a top 10 pick, most likely.
Top 10 pick.
Top 15 pick for sure. Carnell Tate.
He's a first rounder.
He's a 6'3" wide receiver from Ohio State. He's probably going to test super well at the combine, and watch. It's going to be a top 15 pick. We can do a shot bet if you want.
Sure.
3 receptions, 37 yards. These DBs
alligator arms
are
too.
yes. You saw that?
I don't want that guy.
You saw that?
I wanted him. I don't want that guy.
You know what happens when you play Miami?
Oh,
those DBs, they're missiles. And we've been saying it forever. 078, 078. They hit like missiles. And at the end of games, you just don't want to be hit anymore. It sucks. Now, we love you guys. Go Canes. Go check out Canes Insight. They have the best Canes coverage out there. We love Canes Insight, but more importantly, we love Mario Cristobal. We love Ruben Bay. We love everybody on the Canes. Go Canes. We love you guys. We're praying for you guys. Okay.
Did you get that fly that's been flying around?
Yeah, dude. I think they brought in the tequila and the orange juice, and the fly hasn't left. You know, it's.
Oh, there he is.
You gonna get him? I'm not fast enough to do that. All right. From one spectacular football team to just a mediocre piece of crap, always coming in and delivering on mediocrity. Chris, Mark, the regular season is complete, 2025. I don't know if it's because we brought the podcast back, but this has felt like the longest Dolphins season of my lifetime. Let's talk about it here. We got some strong emotions. We got a lot going on. Chris, how are you feeling right now, the state of the Dolphins?
Me, Amy. I mean, that's where the season started. And I always told you, I told you so. And again, we already done this over and over again. In the preseason against the Bears, they got manhandled by their offensive line and defensive line, and that came up. On week 1, they were just lackluster, and again, it happened all the time. The third quarter has been atrocious all year, and that's been a bookmark on Mike McDaniel, and it goes back to not being ready, not being prepared, and that's what they were the entire year. Tua's regression, we've already talked about it. It's not even a factor anymore. He's not going to be on the team going forward. So all you Tua haters that didn't like him, you guys can be celebrating as much as this guy celebrates the Canes wins, because he's no longer going to be a part of the team. But it's more of the same thing, man. It's 4 years of the same thing. We have all these stats that we're going to get into about why Mike McDaniel hasn't learned anything and why it's been the same team all year round and for the last 4 years. And I'm telling you right now, early indications, I have zero hope for next year. So if you guys want to continue on this train with us to see how miserable we're going to be next year, because nothing is going to change. This has been miserable. It was a failure. Mike McDaniel said it on his presser today. It was a failure. Yeah, of course it was a failure. It was a failure after week 1, and it's been a failure the entire year. And you just poking at people's hopes and winning meaningless football games like you've done for the last 4 years, and then putting up stinkers in the third quarter and making us watch that against the Patriots yesterday. I got nothing.
Afuera. 7-10. 7-10 again. We were promised the greatest show on Surf 2.0, and we got nothing. We started 1-6, and then we got a little bit of daylight coming. We went to Madrid. Our buddy over here went all the way across the pond to Madrid. We got a victory, and then things started popping up again. We're looking good. And then when it comes to Steel Town, you go in there, big primetime game. You can go become 500. And of course, in the weather in December, Mike McDaniel didn't win a big game. Tua Tagovailoa didn't win a big game. The defense didn't play well in the second half. And you lose the game, and then you lose 3 out of the last 4. And you end up at 7-10. 7-10, 8-9, 9-8. It's constant mediocrity. We're not even in the top 10 draft picks now because we have number 11. But did you know that when Daniel Carlson hit that ridiculous field goal at the end of the game to win it for the Raiders against the Chiefs, that knocked us out of the top 10?
Yeah.
That I had no idea watching it at the time. But it sums up what this season was.
Well, there was 3 games that determined our draft. We could have gone up as close to, I think, 7 or 8. So the Bengals lost also like last minute as well. The Chiefs lost. And then the Saints lost. They all lost at the end of the game. That pushed us to our very worst possibility of the draft. And that was because we won a meaningless game that you guys went to against Who was it?
The Bucks.
The Bucks. The Bucks can't even. You guys been talking so good about Tampa, like if we're a Tampa pod all year long, and the Bucks are the ones that helped ruin the season even more.
Ashton Davis.
It doesn't even matter, guys. It doesn't even matter, and I'm going to tell you why it doesn't even matter when we get there. But we're not there yet.
The Patriots just completed the greatest turnaround in NFL history. Not only are we stuck in mediocrity, we're stuck with the reports that we're going to talk about of our coach potentially is staying here. He's going to be part of the recruiting process for his future, what do you call this, boss and counterpart in the GM. It makes no sense. Have a full rebuild. We're doing this piecemeal again. Quinn Ewers playing okay. He looks like a very solid backup at this point, but we have no cap space next year. We're going to have the same coach. You're going to have a new GM that's not going to be able to pick his coach. We'll get into it, Chris, but it makes no sense. And we got Troy Aikman now calling the shots for the GM. So let's get into it. It's just, what a horrible 2025 season. Is this the worst season of our 4 years that we've been going to the games?
Oh, yeah, of course. Like, this was the last bit of hope. And it's the other years you had the built-in excuses. You had Tua got hurt those other years. This year, you know, it was kind of fumbling, but at least Tua was going to stay healthy. We could be good, and we were fools for thinking that. I definitely was a fool for thinking that. So this is by far the worst year as a season ticket member that we've had, and we're so mad and miserable that we signed up for next year again. And you know, AJ, buddy, I want to I want to move my seats around. We've already started paying for next year. Give us a call back. Let us know where we can move. Like these guys don't answer. It's just unbelievable. We sit here and we talk bad. I feel like we're going to get kicked out, but yeah, I'm going to keep going because we want to support you guys, but you guys are making it so difficult to support you guys. Can we get a little something when we walk in? A little towel. How about a little towel, a headband, anything, guys? Can we get to be able to park where we want to park? Can we get actual things that you guys appreciate the fact that we're spending our money to go watch a terrible football franchise? Because they're terrible. The last time that we were in a Super Bowl was in 1984. Are you kidding me? The last time an ACC championship in 1992. The last time we were in a divisional round was 2002. And you guys have the audacity. We start with audacity to tell me that we aren't owed anything? Nothing? Are you kidding me? Like, I can't deal with this. AJ, call me right now. I can't deal with this.
Yeah, there he is.
What the hell?
If I see another bubble screen on 3rd and 15, I am going to go to the Frost Museum and jump into the Shark Tank.
That's all they do.
Annoyed. I'm so annoyed for 10 years. It's the same bullshit. Fix it. You're going to the offseason. 2026 is a new, Tua wants a fresh start. It'll be dope. You know what would be dope for you guys to show up for us? You know what would be dope for us is just show up and do a good job. Show that there's some sort of guidance to being a professional football team and a successful franchise. You are the laughing stock of the football universe. You and the Jets are right now. Fix it, please. From diehard fans, guys. We can't take this stuff anymore.
But even the Jets have, by accident, stumbled over success. They went to 2 straight AFC Championship games. They seemed like they had it. They had a great defense, and they added Aaron Rodgers. And because of the Jets, that didn't work. But they had a chance of actual Super Bowl. We haven't gotten even close to that. Not anywhere near that. The Marlins have won 2 championships. The Florida Panthers have won 2 championships. The Heat have won 3. Like, you guys haven't even sniffed any success, and we're supposed to be just grateful. And then we're going to sit here and we're going to talk about it. McDaniel's coming up in his presser, and he says he looks forward to being a contributor in hiring the GM.
Mike Lotto said it in the comments, by the way. Drop your comments here. It makes no sense.
Not only that, so we kind of just went over the Troy Aikman thing. So we bring in Troy Aikman, and everyone is up in arms about, like, oh, Troy Aikman, what can he add? I understand the outside voice. I totally get that. And he probably has a bunch of knowledge. But no one does anything just because they want to give their heart out there and be like, yeah, I'll help you. But then we're going to look at the candidates, okay? So we're going to believe that Troy Aikman is really going to be helping. But yet Troy Aikman and Champ Kelly, who It's part of the process. McDaniel's part of the process.
Brandon
Dan
Shore.
Marino, Brandon Shore,
Tom Garfinkel.
who doesn't know football. Tom Garfinkel that doesn't know football. And Stephen Ross, who absolutely doesn't know football or out of this process because he's done it 5 times and he's seemingly like he's doing the same thing that he's failed every single time.
This is why they don't answer our emails.
Yeah, this is why. We're going to – I still want to pay for my tickets, okay? So let me pay at least my tickets and go to the games. So then we have Tariq Ahmed from – San Francisco 49ers. We also have Josh Williams from the San Francisco 49ers. We also have RJ Gillen from the San Francisco 49ers. We have Alex Halaby from the Eagles. We have John Eric Sullivan from Green Bay, which is my pick. And then John McKay from Los Angeles Rams. It doesn't look like McDaniel's going to contribute. It looks like he absolutely picked guys that all these guys have Shanahan Tree as their head coach now. So it's not like we're going to have an open search. What a bullshit lie you're trying to give to me. It's not an open search. You're picking guys specifically for McDaniel for the coach. But McDaniel, the coach, has failed. He's failed for 4 years. He's 35-32. And you don't want me to get into the record without Tua because everyone hates Tua. Well, he averages about 25 points with Tua as a starting quarterback and 15 points without him. Okay. So he has no idea how to run an offense without Tua as his quarterback. So for all the people who want to hate on him, that's fine. But to your point, the bubble screens didn't stop when we put Quinn Ewers. The screens, it's 3rd and 15 screen. It's 3rd and 1 screen. It's 4th and 1 screen. The guy doesn't know what he's doing. Okay. We're 3-14 in 4 years against teams over 500. Okay. That is not recipe to win. We've already talked about the fourth quarter. We're 4-24 when trailing at halftime in 4 years. 4-24. What are you doing? What hope do you want me to have? I have zero hope that we can do anything. And every game starts the same. We come off and it's like, oh, these guys are here ready to play. Look, they're coming to play. And then slowly tailors off. We score in the first quarter most of the time. And it's like, oh, the offense is looking good. But guess what? In the 3rd and 4th quarter, they don't show up. They don't know what to do. And then
how about our third quarter? How terrible we are in the 3rd quarter. Outscored. Sometimes 80 points in a row that we were outscored in the 3rd quarter over a span of 3 or 4 games. It is terrible. His mechanics, what he does during halftime, his adjustments don't make any sense. He's 0-3 versus Vrabel lifetime. He's 2-7 versus McDermott.
0-4. He was 0-3 going into it, no?
Okay, I guess. All right. Thank you. He's 2-7 versus McDermott and the Bills. He doesn't win big primetime games. He doesn't win in December. He is not the truth. He's not the answer. And like you said, if he builds an offense around his next quarterback, let's see what happens. But we saw it with Tua. When another quarterback would come into the play, there would be illegal formation penalties. What's the famous penalty, Mark, that you're talking about with our lineman going?
Illegal man downfield.
Illegal man downfield.
Once a game. Once a game. It's like, can you guys figure it out? It's been 17 games.
Illegal shift. Illegal shift. Illegal formation. It's just nonstop. And the clock management, Chris.
It's so complicated. The offense is so complicated. So Greg Olsen, that's the first time I've heard him talk because I don't really listen to the games if I'm not watching a Dolphin game. And he was explaining, which I hadn't even realized, is that the quarterback has to time the motion. So the motion starts to happen, and he has to say hike as soon as the fullback or tight end is in the right position to then go ahead and make whatever block from the play. That seems like unnecessary to me. Can we just put the guy and say, hey, we're going to block you mano-mano? We're not. They can't do that. And I didn't know this stat. And this stat comes from Simon Clancy, who's on 3 yards per carry. They go into things in the weeds. So if you want in the weeds type of stuff, go listen to the podcast. It's fantastic. Kyle Shanahan is also 1-38 when trailing at half.
Really?
So maybe this isn't a Mike McDaniel thing. Maybe it's just the tree. That's pretty concerning because I'm a huge Kyle Shanahan fan.
1-38?
And that, according to Simon Clancy, he's 1-38. That is wild. So this trend is not going over well. I just don't see it. How can we be giving this guy? The reports on NFL Network was that apparently, we have to give him. We didn't set him up to succeed. We need to give him a GM and a QB that works well for him. didn't we hear the story already when we fired Brian Flores? Like now that Chris Greer and McDaniel are together, they're going to work together and actually, pick the players that they want for the team. Like, what are we doing? We haven't learned anything. And it's going to be just as bad next year.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. And shout out to Kristen, by the way, at home in Tampa, watching us. We appreciate the support over there in Tampa. It's nonstop mediocrity. It's the same thing over and over every year. That's not even false hope. You see the writing on the wall. You know how the story ends, and it's just Stephen Ross has not learned from the past. Let's see what happens here. But there was a lot of, at the end of the year on Monday, they call it Black Monday. This is Black Monday. You get all the firings. Everyone that had a piss poor year or a piss poor record in the last couple of years is fired. So Kevin Stefanski, the Cleveland Browns, 2-time Coach of the Year winner, is out. Pete Carroll in Las Vegas for 1 year, 74-year-old Pobrecito, go collect your Medicaid check or your Social Security check, Papa. It's over. He's out. Jonathan Gannon, 15-36 record for the Arizona Cardinals and that crappy football team in Phoenix. He's out as well. Raheem Morris won his last 4 games probably to secure his coaching status. His star players, Bijan Robinson and Drake London, wanted him to stay. He is also out, as well as their GM. And then midseason, Brian Daboll for the Giants and Brian Callahan of the Titans were also fired. These are people that are piss poor at their job. You know who's also piss poor at this job? Mike McDaniel. Now, let's see what happens right now. But Kevin Stefanski is the person that we have to talk about.
I would say he's not piss poor. He's won the Coach of the Year twice on a bad organization.
We need to talk about Kevin Stefanski. That is somebody that has been rumored in the past that our owner, Stephen Ross, has liked very much. Him and John Harbaugh. And Jim Harbaugh. And now Stefanski is there for the taking. Jim and John, both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What is your 2026 real quick? What's your New Year's resolution? Because I'm going to tell you something. You are a terrible co-host because you have this thing that you like to correct things. So let's get into it. What's your New Year's resolution?
Is to apparently try to be nicer to you, because it always seems like I just hit the buttons and I'm sorry, I don't mean to do so. I think we have like some rapport and whatever, but you just are so, and I'm not going to say it because I could put it part of my
sensitive.
Part of my resolution than not call you anymore.
Sensitive.
Yeah.
You can call me sensitive. It's fine.
No, I can't. You get so mad. What you guys don't see is he gets like laser eyes when he gets mad, and he like turns at me and just like as if I don't understand. Like only Brittany looks at me with those laser eyes. I'm like, oh God, here I go.
Maybe I understand why. Maybe if you see that you have this effect on somebody, maybe you're doing the right thing. Maybe you can continue doing what you're doing, but then you're just gonna be like a miserable. Like,
I'm perfectly fine.
Oh, you are.
I'm not miserable at all.
Oh, okay, cool.
But it seems like if you get offended so easily about things, and
I don't get offended, but when I'm saying something and you say 0-3, and I checked Mike Vrabel, that was 0-3, not 0-4. He lost to Mike Vrabel in Tennessee, and he lost to Mike Vrabel these last two years.
He lost twice. He lost against Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee. Right. He lost the game that I saw there. The thing is that like I'm only going to correct you if I know I'm 100% correct. Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah. So if not, I let you say whatever you want to say. But I'm sorry that I just want you to say the right facts when we're on here. Okay. You know what? I'll let you be the one that you want to be wrong. Don't let you be that guy. You don't want to get better. But you don't want to get better. Don't be. Oh, here comes the sensitivity again.
So I can't say anything back to you. Is this how it is with Brittany and with your wife? She can't say anything.
She says a lot.
Yeah. Have you met Brittany? Come on, she gets a word in.
Yeah. I sit there quiet, but don't worry. I'm sorry.
Don't fucking touch me. Don't touch me. All right, Chris. Clearly you don't want McDaniel here, right?
No, not at all.
So what do you want to talk about now, sir? You run the show. Run the show.
What did you forget? What else we're going to talk about? So that's why you're
I have it all here, but we have both gone everywhere here. So let's talk about this. We talk about let's talk about Stefanski.
That's what
we're talking about.
Yeah.
5-12 season. Stefanski had a very good defense, but his problem has been the quarterback. They went all in on Deshaun Watson a couple of years ago. That whole debacle, we're not going to get into it. That was a huge mess. $80 million cap hit next year, by the way, for Deshaun Watson. Good luck with that. He has been fired. He's been rumored to be someone that this organization would like to see. Now, do you get rid of McDaniel to go after Stefanski? Would you like that change?
Yeah. Anybody other than what I've seen. He's won the Coach of the Year twice for a reason. He just has a really bad roster construction for his team. His offense was terrible this year. I don't know what they expected him to win. That defense is very good, and they hold the game close, but they don't have anything. I was wrong. So when I say me, Amy, I'll say it. But when I'm wrong, I'll say it. And I was wrong about Shedeur Sanders. Clearly, he looks like just a backup. So just as good as Quinn Ewers. So
he had a thing with Shedeur Sanders, though, right? Like he
didn't want him.
He didn't want him. He wasn't behind in his corner, and you kind of saw that. And that, I think, was another thing that played into this parting of the ways. That defense, led by Myles Garrett, who broke the sack record yesterday.
Right.
Congratulations, 23 sacks. That's another reason why the Bengals might have lost that game, because they stopped. I don't know if you guys saw that. Yeah. They stopped the game for a celebration. No one told the Bengals. And Jamar Chase came out. Zach Taylor, their coach, came out and said it. And they weren't. It messed with their momentum of the game.
How much time was left when that happened?
A couple of minutes. It was in the fourth quarter.
But then they scored.
That was like 5 minutes left.
Was it when they scored? Because then Jamar Chase scored and Cleveland got the ball back with like a minute left and came back to win. I didn't watch the game, but I did see all the people talking about it, and I really wanted to see it kind of live. And I watched the recap, and it didn't even have it. It didn't even show it. So I was trying to figure out what time of the game that was, because if it wasn't the last drive, they scored and they went for two and they didn't get it.
Oh, look at that. 5 minutes and 15 seconds left. And yeah, the Bengals go and scored, you said, Mark? What did the game finish? 20-18? Yeah.
So they scored and they
scored a field goal to win the game.
Yeah.
So they scored. Jamar Chase just bulldozed his way down the field, and they kept on throwing it to him. He scored a touchdown. Then they went for two, which would have tied up the game at that point, and they didn't make it. So
no, they went up 18-17.
They went 18-17, and then they had a minute and 29 seconds left, and Shedeur Sanders led them to a
yeah. So Ryan's absolutely right. They all complained about it, but to Mark's point here, they scored. So maybe your defense should have played a little bit better, and it had nothing to do with the sack.
Yeah, Zach Taylor for the Bengals, that was something. Were they going to make that change or not? He kept his job. Another person that was very interesting was Joe Schoen, the guy from, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. The GM for the Giants is also keeping his job. They won 4 games this year. They think that the owner says that he's created a good young nucleus or core. This is the same guy that got rid of Saquon Barkley, and then in front of his owner, right? Mara comes out to him and says, "I'm going to have a hard time sleeping at night if Saquon goes to the Eagles right. and he has a good year."
And then they won.
They won the Super Bowl, and he won the rushing title. He ran for 2,000 rushing yards.
He jumped over someone backwards. Yeah, he's not needed.
This is the same GM that his son told him you should pick Jaden Daniels, and he didn't pick Jaden Daniels.
No, they didn't have the chance to pick him, no?
They could have moved up, no? Was that what it was?
But it was 1 and 2.
Okay. All right.
But he did say that. Again, you're right, Ryan. You're right. He said on HBO, he said if I would go get him, but he couldn't.
Got it.
Good job, Ryan.
All right. Please, all right. Just consider that what I said. Please disregard. I was in the wrong. Please don't do that to me. Don't patronize me like that. I'm not a pussy. Please. Okay. Sunday night surprise. So let's talk about it. We talked about Troy Aikman. Chris, who out of these GMs, you named a bunch of them. Why don't we talk about them? Do you know a little bit about them? Do you have you mentioned you had a favorite. Who's that favorite?
Yeah. So the rumor is that they're looking just for a actual scout. So again, we're going to create this hodgepodge of people giving opinions of what we should do instead of one football guy deciding how to structure an organization, like winning teams do. So we're going to have Brandon Shore be the contract guy. He's going to be the guy that runs the football operations, business kind of operations of the job.
So like what Andy Ellison does for
sorry,
gentleman.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. Please stop saying sorry. Please, I'm going to tell you for now. Please stop saying sorry. The Heat guy, the big Gordo that does all the contracts and stuff. Would that be the similar?
Right. He is the GM in name, but
got it.
You're right.
Okay. All right.
So,
all right. This is going to be a rough. This is going to be a rough 2026.
The GM would be in name for the Dolphins will be the scout version of it, but for the Philadelphia Eagles, Alec Halaby is the one guy who is not a scout.
He's an analytics guy.
He's more
protege of Howie Roseman, who is widely, regarded as one of the best general managers in the sport.
Right. The Eagles. Howie Roseman, the Eagles.
So this is a protege of him. He's been learning from Howie Roseman. They've built through the draft, majority through the draft, and also through free agency. They supplement. But some of the things, I think it was John Eric Sullivan that we spoke about.
Right. So I was getting to that was that there's two teams that I love. Well, three teams: the Eagles, the Packers, and the Rams. I love them because they draft very well and immediately get impact players from the draft. Then they also know when to cut and reconstruct teams. Like the Rams, we thought they were dead and gone. They won their Super Bowl. They sold out. We thought they were dead and gone. And then they had to get rid of all these high-priced players and then drafted the shit out of the next 2 years. And now they're a Super Bowl contender. And then the Green Bay Packers is the epitome of how you're supposed to run a franchise. We've talked about the Ravens here and the Steelers. They're up there as well. But the Packers, not only do they just draft well, they hit on franchise quarterback after franchise quarterback after franchise quarterback. And there was something going around on Dolphins Twitter today. I'm so sorry. I don't know who it was. I think Chris at Dolphins or Finsiders, something of the nature. I'll get it for you guys. But an interview with John Eric Sullivan and what he was saying he has learned and what we need to do. And we need to build players through the draft. You can supplement through free agency when there's a chance to get a big guy, but you can't do that because then you'll just be always retooling because you won't have enough money to pay your players to set an actual foundation of a core for a football team. And you always, every single year, no matter what, have to be looking at the quarterback position because without a quarterback, you can't do anything. And all the things he's learned from a great organization. That's my pick. That's who I would want. Maybe I'll be right. Maybe I'll be wrong. I don't know, but that's who I would go for. The 49ers, the reason why I don't love them is because it seems like they go for athletic type players as well, the way that Chris Greer did, and their team's always injured as well. So they seem to, they kind of hit, but they kind of don't. Pearsall really hasn't worked out. They've had a lot of first round picks that haven't gone their way. Ayuk is a problem there. So they do have the right idea though, but I don't know if that's my number one pick. So
John Eric Sullivan, VP of player personnel for the Packers, LBOs. That's LBO's pick right now. That's who we want. If we get him, we'll be happy. If we don't, if we get somebody else, will we still be happy? Champ Kelly, you think he has a shot? Who's the interim general manager at the current right now?
I guess I don't know why you would keep McDaniel, so I really wouldn't know why who knows what's going to happen. So I guess he has a shot.
All right, so we'll bring up you all to speed on all the Miami Dolphins news that comes out in the next few days. They're talking a lot to the media right now. Everyone thought that McDaniel was going to be fired. There was a lot of reports prior to this weekend that's saying that McDaniel was safe, and that looks to be the case right now. So we'll go from there. Now, we're going into college football. Let's talk about the rest of the NFL. But before that, we're going to have the two semifinal games this week. Thursday is the Fiesta Bowl with Miami Hurricanes at Ole Miss. And on Friday, you have Oregon taking on Indiana in the Peach Bowl, I believe, in Georgia. Now, we want to talk about it's coming draft season. After all this hoopla, starting in April, May, that's when we start talking about these players that potentially we can be drafting. We do have a high pick in the 11th overall pick. So we wanted you guys to go. We wanted to go over some of the players in each of these 2 games that you guys can take a look at. These are potential high draft picks, people that can be impact players for an NFL team next year, and we wanted to go through the list. So let's start with Miami. Real quick, we'll name them. Ruben Bain Jr., absolute stud off the end. Him and Akeem Mesidor each right now. Ruben Bain is playing himself into a top 5 pick, top 3 pick. One question I had for you guys, and I talked about this with somebody over the weekend. Should Ruben Bain go to the combine? Like, if he's played so well, and there's been talks about the length of his arms and stuff like that, do you think that he should work out, go to the combine?
I think so, because part of being a football player and athlete is just competing, going out, and that's part of what you're doing out there is competing for the chance to be at an NFL combine. I mean, I think any of us would be honored to just be able to walk out there and be invited to that. I don't think that you should think that you're too good for it. And then there's a whole aspect of the interview process and all that, and that's where you have a team fall in love with you and have conviction of drafting you. So he seems like that guy. Like, he's full motor. I've told you this. Like, I've watched Ruben Bain, and I'm like, I don't see him on the field. And then at the end of the game, he has 3 sacks all of a sudden. This game was not the case at all.
His last 2 games,
he legit dominated from. He was a monster. Just shedding tacklers to shedding blockers to get to the tackle, sacks, everything. He has high motor. He looks like an NFL football player.
He is an NFL football player. Mark?
The thing that Ruben Bain, like a lot of people who don't watch these games, they'll look at maybe the stat line, these box score analysts, and they'll make their own conclusions. But even if he doesn't have a high sack game, he's doing stuff that is, one, bringing fear, and they're double teaming him. So Mesidor on the other side can get through, and Mesidor has a nasty game. What he does is he just creates attention, and people look at him, and sometimes your stats aren't good. Look, like a Deion Sanders, like his stats in the NFL, but they didn't throw the ball that way, right? They just avoided him. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to load up Ruben Bain's side, and what's happening is creating other holes. So it's not just the numbers, it's the intangibles, the things that you don't see, the things that you don't notice. He is a monster. There was another guy who was pretty small, James Harrison. I don't know if you know him. Pretty good D end. He really reminds me that those games really remind me of each other. And obviously he's working, man. He's been, he's been there. It sucks that he got hurt last year, because it could have been one hell of a career. But I love where we're at right now. I'm super excited. NFL guy.
Yeah, phenomenal career. He's stuck with, in this type of day and age in college football, he's stuck with the Hurricanes through thick and thin, through the times that we're losing in Middle Tennessee State. I don't know if you guys remember those days. It was pretty terrible. He and Francis Mauinoa, his counterpart on the offensive side, the right tackle. Guys, folks, just take a look at this guy. He is number 61 for the white team. He is for the Hurricanes. He is incredible. And he is going to be there potentially at number 11. All the mocks that I keep seeing, I think he's going to rise up the board. If he's there, that is the number 1 person I want to take, because he is a Penei Sewell for the Lions. He's a surefire right tackle for 10 to 12 years with the organization, barring obviously any injuries or anything like that. He's a worker. He's another player of intrigue. Akeem Mesidor, as we talked about, is also projected potentially number 1 overall pick. And then you have those 2 DBs, Keontae Scott and Jacoby Thomas. Take a look out for them, number 7 and number 0. They are absolutely number 8. Sorry, absolute studs. So Oregon, Dante Moore, the quarterback right now. It's up between him and Fernando Mendoza. I personally don't like his game. I don't know about you guys, if you've seen him, if you've watched him, but him and Fernando Mendoza are going to be the 2 highlights of that Peach Bowl.
I might be wrong, but in the Orange Bowl, I saw him kind of small, because I was there, and he didn't look too big. It didn't look impressive to me. I think he fumbled the ball a couple of times, but picked it up, so they didn't lose it.
I mean, Dante Moore has all the makings of a QB1 as far as
6'3".
Yeah, he's the prototypical guy. He has a big arm. He can make all the throws, and he can run around.
Makes him look small.
Of course, just like anything else with these quarterbacks, is his processing his reads. Like, he doesn't have that much experience as a starter, and he's already saying should it come back or not. So I think if he had a little bit more time in the NFL, I would want him more, to be honest, between Dante Moore and Fernando Mendoza. I know you guys are not going to like that I say this, but I think I would like the chance of Dante Moore just because of what Ryan has taught me, and that's you go get the guy with the big arm, that can run around, that can do all the things that we see these quarterbacks dominate, and that's the Josh Allens of the world, the Lamar Jackson. I know he lost yesterday, but he was incredible. And even our arch nemesis Drake May, he can move around and he can make every single throw, and that's the guy that, if you're picking that high, I think that's what I would go for. But it's funny, thinking the Ryan Leaf and Peyton Manning, and that might be kind of the two talks here. But he is, if he goes in the draft, I think he'll be number 2 for sure.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to Oregon, also Kenyon Sadiq, I don't know if you guys have seen this guy. There's their tight end, prototypical. He's a monster. He can do it all. He can pass. I mean, he can catch, but he can also block like a monster. He is an intriguing player. Take a look at him. Dylan Thieneman is a safety. You know what's most important about that guy?
What's that?
He's a white safety.
Oh.
Projected to go first round. Can you imagine? What's going on here, Chris? There's a tide turning right now. We got Ethan Bonner, you got Cooper DeJean, and you got Blankenship. Did you see what happened the other day? The Eagles are playing. The Eagles have 2 white DBs. Reed Blankenship in the safety, and Cooper DeJean is at cornerback. And there's this player that comes up to talk to him on the field, and they're talking to Reed Blankenship, and he's like, hey, Cooper. And he goes, no, I'm the other white guy. The guy's like, oh, my bad. Emmanuel Pregnon is a guard for Oregon, who's also a stud, and Amari Washington, D tackle. Indiana, Fernando Mendoza was the guy right there that people need to talk about. And then on Ole Miss right now, we're talking about projected first-round picks. Trinidad Chambliss right now is not projected to go there. Potentially, if he gets to stay another year, he came out recently and said that he would stay back and stay in Ole Miss. But Harrison Wallace, folks, Harrison Wallace III is somebody that we have to take care of on Thursday, Mark. He is an absolute stud on the outside as a wide receiver. He's a big wide receiver, catches a lot of balls. And also their running back, K'Wan Lacey, he's a young kid. I think he's a freshman, but he scores touchdowns. Take care of business on Thursday. Those are the folks that we need to talk about.
Well, there's a couple other guys on Indiana. We have Carter Smith, who's also the offensive tackle. He's projected to be a second rounder. And then for Oregon, you mentioned him very briefly, but Kenyon Sadiq is probably, if Mike McDaniel's around and all these guys are going to come, he's probably a pick that we should be looking at, because he's the prototypical tight end that makes every catch, and he's a willing blocker. He doesn't mean he loves to block, but he does make enough plays. Oregon again. So the funny thing is, first, second rounders, Oregon and Miami are the ones leading the pack.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try to mention these. You have Amir Washington, which you mentioned, and then Mateo Ugalili was an edge player.
Yeah, he had a heck of a game against Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
Those two DNs.
So we got a good game. We got great games coming up. And then Ole Miss has another edge player. Not even going to try to. It's Prince Will Unamelian. Okay. So look out for those guys if you can remember those names, and see if what you guys think.
One thing we didn't talk about, and I just have to say this for the people out there, the SEC bias, that BS needs to go out the window. Okay. The Miami Hurricanes, if it wasn't for the Miami Hurricanes, the Final Four would be 3 Big Ten teams. What Miami did is they beat up a physical football team. And the SEC, right now, Ole Miss, very good football team, but they are not the same. The SEC went 2-7, guys, in their 9 bowl games this year. 2-7. You know how many games they were favored in? 7 of those. And they've lost them outright. Okay? Folks, SEC is gone. The NIL era is here. All the backdoor dealings are no longer happening, and it's an even playing field, and we're seeing it right now happen and unfold, and that's where we're at right now.
I mean, look at Indiana. Like, look how they've turned that around. That's impressive to do it in such a fast way and be able to be in essentially the Final Four of football. It's the NIL is different, and college football is different. And like, guys, I kind of feel like if you're going undefeated, maybe you have a cupcake schedule, and maybe you're not that good. And when you're scoring 30 points and 40 points against Middle Tennessee or whatever, these bullshit teams, it's college football is different. Teams shouldn't be undefeated. I think that's what's going to be the future. There's going to be always two losses teams. If you're undefeated, it means you have a bad schedule. Look at Ohio State; they're garbage. Clearly, when they played the two teams that they played that were good, they lost.
Well, potentially, Mark, we could see if Thursday and Friday happen for the teams that we're rooting for. I mean, I'm rooting for Indiana, and I'm also rooting for the Canes. Could happen a huge Columbus. You got that beautiful flag behind you. Show the folks here.
Woo,
you could have Mario Cristobal, Columbus alum. You have Belen players, people that have played on Belen as well are going to be represented here. And then also going up against Fernando Mendoza. Fernando Mendoza is undefeated. I mean, that team is they are a very, very good football team. They beat the crap out of Alabama in the Rose Bowl. And it potentially could be that matchup. Let's see what happens here. But they are a very good football team. They're undefeated, and they're showing what they are. Now, they got to go beat an Oregon team that they beat earlier on in the year in Oregon. It's hard to beat teams twice in one season.
Right. And the other thing, it's a great storyline if Miami can make it, because even if they get there and Indiana doesn't win, they'll be playing against Oregon. And Cristobal was coaching where right before?
You're right. Good point.
And Phil Knight was all upset. He's like, why would you leave Oregon? I thought that would be a dream job for someone. And he was upset that Mario was there. So it would be a great storyline and very interesting to see who would do it.
And playing at home, playing in Hard Rock Stadium for a national championship.
You got to stop saying that. Just got to focus on Thursday.
But you just said about the storyline.
I know, but I am playing at home. Just leave that part alone. I don't know. It just seems like that's the bad juju part of it.
Oh, okay. You're right. You're absolutely right. Oh, this is how it works. Is this what Brittany does? Oh, you play into it. Oh, you're absolutely right. Okay, that's true. That's true.
We almost had, and I mean, everyone thought right Georgia was going to win. We almost had where it would have been Georgia, Beck, right? Yeah. Which would have been a Beck redemption, and then maybe Cristobal redemption. It would have been a crazy thing. We could have said Texas A&M was our, like, we're back to the national level, to the NCAA. And so it could have been. It almost was an incredible documentary that I was going to make, but whatever. Let's still go out there and win.
All right, LBO locks. We got wild card weekend in the NFL. All these crappy teams are at home now, and now the big boys are going to play. And this is the first time I want to say in recent years that I can remember what a wonderful wild card weekend we're going to have. Out of the 6 games, and we're going to go through all 6 games here, only one of them is really projected to be a lopsided event, right? So we'll start with it. Chris went 2-2 last week. I went 3-4. Mark went 1-4. Prop of the week went 0-1. Chris is leading the pack right now at 54% winning percentage. I'm at 53%. Mark is 44%. Prop of the week is 33%. We're going to just stop that. It's absolutely terrible. So let's start with the first one, guys. The Rams on this game is happening on Saturday afternoon, 4:30 p.m. on Fox. The Rams are 10.5-point favorites taking on the Panthers in Carolina. Over-under is 46.5. The weather, 64 degrees, light rain likely. And let's just go through this. At 10.5 points, the Panthers are tracking to be the largest home underdog in NFL playoff history.
Ooh.
The Rams are a terrifying 9-1 straight up when favored this season. Their lone loss, can you take a gander who it was?
The Panthers.
The Panthers. Absolutely right. Good job, Mark, in week 13. The Panthers made the playoffs with a minus 69-point differential, which is the 4th worst in history. However, the previous teams, 3 previous teams with the worst differentials went 3-0 in wild card weekend. Chris, the leader in the clubhouse.
This is tough. 10 points?
10.5 points.
10.5 points.
Over under is 46.5. I know you don't pick those.
Yeah, but
you want their records against the spread?
No, I heard you.
No, I didn't say the records.
Oh, I thought what was it 9-1?
That was straight up.
Okay.
12-5 against the spread for the Rams, 10-7 against the spread for the Panthers. But the Panthers are 12-5 in the over. They like to hit the over there.
Yeah. I think because they played so recently and it was a close game, I think it's the first round of the playoffs. I think the Panthers are going to poo-poo themselves, and I think the Rams. Give me the Rams at 10.5.
Woo.
Yeah, that's wild, but I'm going to do it. Give me the Rams at 10.5.
Producer Mark.
I'm also going to take the Rams, and I'm going to take the over on this bad boy.
Ooh, I like it. I have been hammering the Rams for so long now. I'm going to stick with them. I don't like this pick. I think 10.5 points is a lot. It's in Carolina, but the Carolina Panthers are not a good football team. Give me the Rams here. I will also be taking the under here. I just don't think that the Panthers are going to score the points.
All right. They are good. The Panthers are good at home, though, but I just don't see it.
All right. Saturday night on Prime Video at 8 p.m., the Packers taking on the Bears. This is a heavyweight fight. NFC North foes. Bears are 1.5 point favorites at home. Over under is 45.5. The weather is going to be 32 degrees, mostly cloudy, a little bit, maybe potentially rain or snow mix in. The Bears, when they were favorites this year, they were 5-0 straight up. When these teams met in week 16, Chicago won 22-16, but that was only after Jordan Love left the game with an injury. In the prior meeting in week 14, the Packers won 28-21. Mark, your pick, sir.
I'm going to have to go with the Osos here. I'm going with the Bears. What was the over under?
45.5.
I'll take the over on this one as well. I think this is going to be a fun one.
Oh, baby. I will be taking the Bears as well. The Packers have screwed me so many times. Yeah. I don't trust the Packers. I trust the Bears here. Caleb Williams, they win close games, late in games. Give me the Bears. I think Ben Johnson came out and he called out his offense after this last week against the Lions. I will be taking the Bears. I will also be taking the under here. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Chris.
So this is the third time they played. They've each won one game. I think that the Bears got a little lucky on the last game. I think the Packers know what to expect. They've been there before. Give me the Packers. That's it. That's all I got.
All right. Love it. All right. Sunday, we got 3 games on Sunday. First, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are taking on one of the hottest football teams right now, Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. This is Sunday at 1 o'clock on CBS. Bills are 1.5 point favorites. Over under is 51.5. Jesus. The Jaguars are on an 8-game winning streak right now. They lead the NFL in quality wins with 5 wins over playoff teams. But 65% of the money right now is coming in on Buffalo, folks. Since the 1970 merger, teams that win the time of possession battle in the playoffs cover the spread 71% of the times. The Buffalo Bills led the NFL in time of possession this year. And last but not least, the Bills lost their division for the first time since 2019. Historically, when a potential perennial division winner is forced to go on the road as a wild card, they cover at a 62% clip. I will be taking the Bills here. I'm picking the Bills to go very far in the NFL playoffs this year. Give me the Bills. I am not touching the over-under. Mark.
I really don't want to pick the Bills. Like, I really don't, but I don't like Trevor Lawrence at all.
He's playing so well right now.
Yeah, I don't care.
He's playing at MVP caliber level right now.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, cool.
I don't like him. I think, at one point,
it's the hair.
At one point, Tua was MVP caliber as well. So let's not think about. I'm gonna take the Bills though. I'm gonna take the Bills on this one, and the over under is 51. You said
51.5.
I'm gonna go with the under on this one.
Okay. Chris.
So this is a tough one. Now that we put it out, I thought the Bills would make it, maybe possibly to the Super Bowl. I picked that twice in different conversations. But now that I'm sitting here and looking at it, Jaguars have won 8 in a row. I understand that. And since they got on Jacoby Myers, Mark, that's when Trevor Lawrence has turned into a different player. They got a good running game. They have a good defense that takes the ball away. And besides the Bills, besides Josh Allen being Superman, that's about it, right? They have
a good running game.
Have a good running game. They don't have any receivers that scare you. Cook is still playing in the league. He's supposed to be the speed guy. They brought back Davis, and he's playing a little bit better. You know what? I'm making a flip. Give me the Jaguars.
Oof! Wow!
Wow is right.
Wow!
Yeah.
I'm interested to see. We're gonna have to go. We'll go through what you said. We'll pick the winners for the rest of the playoffs after this. Okay, next game: 49ers at Eagles Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on Fox. Eagles at home are 4.5-point favorites. Over under is 45.5. The weather is going to be sunny and clear, 44 degrees. The Eagles are trying to become the first team since the 70s, the Dolphins and Steelers, to win back-to-back Super Bowls. Road teams with 12-plus wins like the 49ers cover the spread 67% of the time in wild card weekend. And Saquon Barkley, who's rested, the 49ers defense ranks 31st in Pro Football Focus's run defense grade right now. So that's going to be a matchup nightmare. Chris, give us your pick.
I don't love the Eagles like I did earlier in the year, but the Niners had a tough game, late game this past week at 4.5, you said, right?
Yep. It's a lot of points.
Yeah. It's 4.5 to the Eagles, right? Yeah. I don't think the 49ers are going to win the game, but I think they're going to cover the spread. So give me the 49ers.
I will be taking the 49ers as well. I think they're a very good football team. I agree with you. The Eagles could win this game. I think it's going to be a close game. I will also not be taking the over-under here. Mark.
Let's make it a party all around. Take the Niners.
Oh, that's not good. Whenever everyone picks the same team, you know what happens.
It's the second time today, though.
Oh, boy.
We all picked the Rams as well at that huge spread.
Uh-oh. Not good. Not good. Okay. All right. Let's move on to Sunday Night Football, 8 p.m. on NBC Peacock. Weather is going to be 36 degrees in Foxborough. Justin Herbert is taking on Drake May, and the Chargers taking on Drake May and the Patriots. Patriots are 3.5-point favorites. Over-under is 46.5. The over is hit in 5 straight Patriots games. And New England is 7-1 against the spread on the road this year, but more human at home, only 5-4 against the spread at home. Mark, your pick.
I'm going to go Herbie.
Oh,
I'm going to go Herbie on this one. Just out of that, I don't want the Patriots to win.
Chris?
3.5. Patriots at home.
You finally saw how that half point like this last week.
Yeah.
Right?
I understand.
You texted, you're like, whoa, what just happened? Vegas knows so well. And the Panthers backdoor covered the Bucks.
Yeah.
But I think both of your losses were backdoor covers.
Yeah. Lost at the last possession twice. It was phenomenal.
Imagine if you had money on the game.
Yeah, would have been. Yeah, then I would have gone 0-4.
Wasn't it the Packers last week? Didn't they? This past week they kicked a field goal down, to lose the game with 1 second left to cover.
Yeah, that was either last week or the week. It was I think the week before, and then the bettors went crazy. I know Dave Portnoy from Barstool went bananas.
Yeah, it's a little strange move. I don't understand it.
I thought it was I could have sworn it was the Raiders and Pete Carroll.
No, I think it was the Packers Vikings is what it was.
Okay.
And it was 1 second left.
Yeah, I don't know why LaFleur would do that. Chris, your pick here.
So the Chargers kind of sat most of their players last week, right? Or at least
yes.
At least Herbert
they did.
Sat. The Patriots played. Sometimes the rest isn't always good. I do think Herbert needed to sit because he was not healthy. Patriots, as much as they romped us, still doesn't impress me. This is such a terrible game. I hate this.
You don't like the game?
No, it's a good game. It's just a hate watch on both sides.
I see what you're saying here.
Like what could have been with the Chargers, and then of course the Patriots. But give me the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots here too. I think this is my game of the week. I don't trust Justin Herbert. the Patriots are firing on all cylinders. Let's see what they do against a good football team, right? That to this day, they've only won one game against a team over 500 this year.
Yeah, who has more wins over a 500 team, New York Giants or the New England Patriots?
The New York Giants.
Yeah.
Nice. So I'm going to be taking the Patriots here for the over-under. I will be taking the over here too. The Patriots score a lot of football points. That's what happens.
A lot of football points?
A lot of football points. Not soccer points. Football points.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay. Last game of the weekend on Monday night, 8:15, ESPN and ABC. The Texans going into Pittsburgh to take on Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. Texans are 3.5-point favorites on the road. Over under is 39.5. 39.5. It just shows you how good this Texans defense is. Just the Texans, I want to talk about this. The under is hit in 11 out of the 17 games for the Texans. They're 11-6 in the under.
Texans, last game, the over.
You're absolutely right. Maybe there was one of the sixes. Yeah, so you're right. The Texans enter as the hottest team in football with 9 straight wins. This is the first time in NFL history that the Texans and Steelers have met in the postseason. It's also the first time the Texans have ever opened up as a playoff run on the road. It just shows you that they never win the wild card. And the Pittsburgh has lost 5 straight playoff games and hasn't won a postseason game since 2016. Mike Tomlin, potentially, this could be his last game. Even if he won and he snuck into the playoffs, it could be his last game. I will be taking the Texans here. I'm going to take, we're in January. Defense matters right now. They're the hottest team in football. Give me the Texans here, and I will be taking the under as well. Chris.
I know I don't love these, but I'm going to go with the under on that game. And, I know they've won 9 straight games, but I still don't love Houston when I watch them. They struggle to score points or to stop the Colts from scoring in the first half. They struggle to score points in the first half as well. Give me the old man. I think it's because I fell asleep watching the game, and then I started watching Enigma after it because Brittany asked for it. So give me the Steelers at 3.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mark.
I'm going to go the Texans, and I'm going to hit the under on this bad boy.
Another under.
I like being under.
Yeah. All right. We think it's going to be a wonderful week of football. You got the college semifinals on Thursday and Friday, and then you go into Saturday, Sunday, 5 straight days of football. It is the miraculous. It's the best time of the year. Love you guys. Thank you for all the support. Hit that smash that subscribe button for 786 Sports. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and on Twitter. We appreciate you guys. We come in on every Monday. We will be doing this, but there's also something that we want to talk about here. We want to do something for a good cause, and we've talked about it in the past. The Miami Dolphins run for a cure. What's the official name?
So the Miami Dolphins have a DCC, which is their I don't know it either, which is bad, but it's their
Drive to Cure Cancer. Maybe? It's
their start off as a bike ride around Hard Rock Stadium to raise cancer. We've talked about this a little bit. They also have 5K. The 3 of us are going to be raising money to run in that 5K as well. We're going to have different tiers. If we hit different tiers, we can make this guy run. Okay. So Mark and I are for sure going to walk the 5K, and we're going to have a tier as well. I'll tell you right now, $1,000 between the two of us, like $1,000, we will be running the 5K. Mark and I don't run. So that's going to be, I'm going to have to start training right now if you guys come up with that right away.
As Mark hits the vape pen.
I will say that the number I think for Ryan to at least run a mile and finish the 5K, so he will do a full 5K, is 5K. So as a group, if we raise $5,000, Mark and I will be running the 5K, and he will be completing the 5K running 1 mile. And if you want him to run a full 5K, start throwing some numbers out here, and maybe we'll decide what that number will be. So it's ultimately for a great cause. So yes, we earlier talked very bad about the Dolphin organization, but I will say business-wise, what they do on the other end, I do like what you guys do. I love being a Dolphin fan. I love the Dolphin Foundation. This is a great cause, and we'll be doing it 786 Sports, LBO. That's where it's at.
Dolphins Cancer Challenge. Thank you very much, Stephanie, for putting that in the chat. We really appreciate that. Dolphins Cancer Challenge. And you said something like raise cancer. Yeah. But we don't say that stuff because,
you could have stopped me.
We would never. That's not a good host. That's not a good co-host.
I'm not the sensitive one.
That's not a good co-host.
Correct.
Is that a good co-host?
I see it more as a teammate that like, hey, you're throwing me a bone because I made a mistake. It's fine. I misspoke. It's okay.
A teammate. How were you as a teammate in baseball? Good teammate? How does that work in baseball? You're just like have to be a raw. You got to pump people up.
Yeah, I think it was a great teammate. I think I still am. I don't think about only my emotions. I think about the emotions of the entire group.
Oh.
You're only worried about one sided of the emotion here.
Oh, okay. That's true. If there's any sports psychologists out there or any therapists for matrimony and stuff like that, we're basically having marriage. We're not going to get rid of each other. We're just going to bicker at each other forever. But 2026, you know what my New Year's resolution is, Chris?
What is that?
It's to not be sensitive.
Wow.
And you calling me and you continuing to label me as sensitive, I'll let you do that. If you want to continue doing that, you can certainly do that. And if you want to keep on coming after me live on the podcast,
after you,
or
it's
on
not coming after you,
or on I don't know if you noticed this, but if you just go look at your chats and how when someone says something, you just have to like say something right pointed at them or like a little smart remark or whatever. You're just a troll. So what I've learned is I'm not going to be sensitive and learn to deal with my counterparts who I love very much and just realize that they're a troll and it is what it is. And, so life is good. 2026 is going to be a good year.
You know what? I'm gonna throw out dirty laundry because this guy is continuing.
Let's do it.
This has happened before, by the way. This has happened before where he side texted me and he's asked me like, "What did I do to you?" Like all this stuff.
When was that? Can you prove that? Because you did that to me.
Yeah, because
you did that to me.
Because of this.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
Because of this so sensitive thing.
That's on you though. That's all in your head that I'm sensitive. I'm not sensitive. When have I ever been mad at you for more than a day or anything?
Right. So you get mad at me for no reason, in my opinion.
No, that's just in your head because you're the sensitive one. Okay. You're the one that can't take it.
Okay.
We just learned. So
the whole thing. Like
you think people hold grudges? I love you. I don't give a shit what we say here.
I don't think that you don't love me. I don't think that you're that.
I know, but you call it sensitive.
But you take things too hard. Like it's just like
in the moment. Yeah, I'm going to defend myself. No, as a fat guy, I had to defend myself all my life.
It's a little jab. You jab at. Just so you know. So I'll give you more. When I'm around, they're like, "Why is he so mean to you?" I don't know, but it's fine. It's part of the.
Who said that to you?
Our fans of the show, dude. Fans of the show.
They say that I'm mean to you.
Yeah, they're like he's always taking jabs at you. I'm like, I know, but he's the one that's the sensitive. He's the one that says that I'm the sensitive.
Wow.
One. But it's okay.
Oh, maybe
I
digress.
Mark,
self-defamation.
Give me your Super Bowl pick for this year. Who do you think? Two teams that are going to be in it, and who's going to win?
With life, Mark, with life.
I wasn't paying. I was like watching you guys fight right now. It's a Super Bowl pick. You pick right now.
All right. Broncos are the number 1 seed. Seahawks are the number 1 seed. I can tell you that much. After that, we got Panthers, Rams, Eagles, 49ers, Bears, and Packers. We have the Steelers, Texans, Jaguars, Bills, Patriots, and Chargers. So
I'm gonna go with Denver.
Wow.
Ooh. I'm gonna go with Denver. And that's AFC, right?
That's AFC.
Okay, good. I don't know anything about that. And let's go Sea Chickens, dude. Let's go 1-1, baby. I've been picking the Sea Chickens all year.
You have
the two number 1 picks.
You have been on the Sea Chickens the whole time. Can I go?
Yeah, you can go.
Oh, thanks. I have the Bills and the Rams. I've rooting for Josh Allen and Matthew Stafford has been my guy this year. I'm rooting for the Rams. I think Matthew Stafford also will talk about it next week, but hint, hint, he is the MVP of the NFL. Give it to him. Matthew Stafford, Devontae Adams is going to be coming back. He's been rested. He's going to be full go.
Tush push.
Give me the Rams and the Bears in the Super Bowl. And my Super Bowl pick?
Rams and the Bears cannot play in the Super Bowl.
Sorry, Rams and Bills. My apologies. That's correct. I will be taking the Bills. I will be taking the Rams as my Super Bowl pick.
Okay, so looking at the bracket here, what a year to be bad. So on Barstool, the guy that watches the Patriots game live, who's very funny to watch, he overreacts on things all the time. He said a perfect quote, and the Dolphins are so good at being bad. And here we are again, so good at being bad. If you were going to be in the playoffs any year, this is the year. No Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar Jackson. And it's just setting up perfectly for the Patriots to make their way to the conference championship, because I already picked that the Patriots are going to beat the Chargers. Then I already picked that the Jaguars are going to win. Ugh. I don't know what's wrong with me. So the Patriots would be playing the Jaguars in the next round, only to then get to the Broncos versus the Steelers are going to play. And I'm going to pick the Broncos. Then you have the Broncos and the Patriots. And for some reason, I have the Broncos in the Super Bowl, not the Patriots. And I'm going to pick, as well as Ryan, the Rams to get to the Super Bowl. That matchup would be great, a great offense versus a great defense. But overall, I think Matthew Stafford, the experience, would be too much, and the Rams will take the cake.
The only thing that scares me about the Rams is the road to get there, right? Like, you did a very good job on the AFC. Like, can we talk about what the Rams?
But that's kind of what I like.
Would that look like?
The Rams have to go play against
Panthers.
The Seahawks.
They got to play the Panthers, which hopefully they can take care of.
They're going to beat the Panthers. Sorry, June. They're going to beat the Panthers. So then they're going to have to play against the Seahawks off of a bye. They're going to have to play over there, which is a big deal, but it's the third time they play. And we talked about it in college football. If you play back 2 games, it's already a different story. When you play 3, I think the better team wins. And yes, the Seahawks won the first round, but again, also very fluky game to win that game at home. A lot of,
going for 2
NFL stuff going on there, script stuff going there. But I think they're ultimately a better team. I'm going to pick Stafford over Darnold if that's what it's going to come down to, which it probably would. And
who would you have on the other side of the bracket?
So you got the Eagles and the Niners. I'm going to pick the Eagles very, by slim margin. Eagles versus the Packers. Sorry, Nat. I'm going to go with the Eagles. And the Eagles playing against the Rams. The Rams are just the better team, and the Rams will be in the Super Bowl.
And the Rams, the Super Bowl is in Santa Clara. It's in California. So that's not I don't think that's a far drive or a far commute for those teams in LA. That would be so much fun. But come on, let's have the Bills do something, right? Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be fun? Not the Patriots.
Fun. Yeah, please no the Patriots.
Not the Patriots, man. Come on. We can all agree, right, that we're not rooting for the Patriots?
Absolutely.
I think they're going to win this weekend.
I'm not going to tell you who it was, but I just got a text.
Oh.
Why is Ryan so angry today?
Oh.
so I'm not making it up here, dude. But it is what it is.
We never said you were. I want
to get back to something a little bit more fun.
This is fun. Why aren't you having fun?
Let's play, since I know that Stephanie is watching, Stoof is watching. Let's play Do You Know Your Daughters?
Yay!
Who is their favorite character?
In life?
I mean, can you give me a
let's say movie character.
Their favorite movie character?
Yeah.
Anna and Elsa.
No, not anymore. So Charlie's favorite movie this whole time. My favorite movie is The Grinch. My favorite movie is The Grinch. Abby loves.
Okay, this was given to me in the beginning of the year. I will just say this list.
The beginning of the year.
Yeah.
What year?
Like the beginning of our podcast.
Oh, geez.
At some point. So it's not gonna be The Grinch.
Okay.
So I believe you that maybe she loves The Grinch.
It could have been Wicked at this time. They're young girls.
How about this? They're cartoons.
Oh, they're cartoons. Okay. Crap, man. The stuff they don't watch cartoons anymore.
Tough question.
Yeah.
They're movies.
They're movies. I will go with Isabella from Encanto.
For who?
Oh, for both of them?
You have 2 daughters. What's Abby's and what's Charlie's?
I honestly don't know the answer.
Just pick Isabella for one of them, though. Which one would you pick?
for Charlie, and for what's the other one? What's the main girl's name?
Maribel.
Okay,
Maribel for Abby.
For Abby, it was Aurora. And for Charlie, it's Poppy from Despicable Me 4.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So let's get one. This is the same answer for both.
Can you give me like
Same
something
answer
that wasn't like
same answer for both girls? What are their favorite snacks? This one has to be a lob.
Man, they love Doritos. They love Little Bites. They love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm gonna say muffins, Little Bites.
You said it at first. They're red Doritos.
Red Doritos. Do you have any other ones or no? That's it.
You want to keep going?
Yeah.
All right. Sure. We'll go one more. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, that one we can't do. What is the name of the girl's hip hop teacher?
Jesus, man. Miss Andrea?
Boom!
Oh,
I got one. 1 for 3, just like his prop bets. Sorry, didn't mean. All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe the YouTube page, 786 Sports. That's where you can find us. Also like and subscribe our Instagram, TikTok feed. And don't forget, even though kind of not, this episode is brought to you by Sacira Law, personal injury attorneys. If you've been injured in a car accident, you need more than just a lawyer. You need an advocate who truly cares and fights hard for what you deserve. Call Sacira Law at 305-340-9082 or visit saciralaw.com for your free consultation. Sacira Law, where strength meets compassion. Sayonara, suckers.